शलाकया चक्षुरुं मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. Reading from the book, Srila Prabhupada writes, Krishna is just like a cloud which pours rain all over regardless of whether it falls on rock or land or water. But for his devotees, he gives specific attention. Such devotees are mentioned here. They are always in Krishna consciousness, and therefore they are always transcendentally situated in Krishna. The very phrase, the very phrase, Krishna consciousness, suggests that those who are in such consciousness are living transcendentally, are living transcendentally situated in Him. The Lord says here distinctly, Mayite, they are in me. Naturally, as a result, the Lord is also in them. This is reciprocal. This is reciprocal. It is also explains. This also explains the words. Ye yata mam prapadyante tam tathaiva pajamyaham. Whoever surrenders unto me, proportionately I take care of him. Living entities in a pure state are called devotees. The Supreme Lord becomes a devotee of his devotees. If a reciprocal relationship is not present between devotee and the Lord, then there is no personalist philosophy. Worshipping the Lord with devotion is what it means to be a devotee. But before we can become devotees, we have to become humble and materially exhausted because only from that position can we truly take shelter of Krishna. Beg for the holy name. In one of the first songs Srila Prabhupada introduced in the West, Bhaktivinoda Thakur calls us to awaken. Jeev Jago. Lord Gauranga calls, wake up, sleeping souls. Wake up, sleeping souls. You have slept so long in the lap of the witch Maya. You came into this world saying, Oh my Lord, I certainly worship you. But having forgotten this promise, you remain in great ignorance. The mode of passion makes us think that we are functioning under our own power. We forget Krishna. Become materially exhausted and depend only on Krishna. Otherwise, the mode of passion will keep you, will put you to sleep. Lord Gauranga is calling. I have descended just to save you. Other than myself, who else is your friend? I have brought the medicine for destroying the illusion of Maya. Now, here, what we have to do to receive this medicine. Now, wait for his Maha Mantra and take it. We have to call sincerely from the heart, from the soul, because we are aware that our need for shelter is as urgent as a fish need for water to breathe. If we can learn to beg for the Maha Mantra, we will have learned to take shelter of the holy name. Begging requires that we approach our benefactor without false ego, with full humility. In this regard, it is important to note that the vast difference between humility and low self-esteem. When persons suffer from low self-esteem, they think only of themselves. Humble persons also recognize their shortcomings, but after briefly touching on their faults, they turn instantly to Krishna for shelter and protection. The fruit of the sincere effort to chant is humility, and the fruit of humility is Namasraya. Seeking the name shelter means to chant with sincere feeling, and from there we began to taste the name and develop unwavering attachment. Remain dependent. The discussion of Namasraya addresses the question of why our chanting hasn't brought it promised result. The false ego has not allowed us to chant Krishna's name in the mode of soul, urgently requiring shelter. We have been tricked into thinking ourselves doers of even our spiritual practices. Bhakti is not something we can accomplish as long as we consider ourselves a doer. Kartaham iti manyate. We will be bewildered by false ego. Ahankara vimodhatma. False ego means to see ourselves as a center. We want to go to Krishna Loka and there will be insignificant servants. Then there will be insignificant servants. Krishna has billions and billions of servants. Why does he need one more? Is there any consequential service he needs me to offer? Actually, we can do nothing. When we overcome by false ego, surrender eradicates a false ego, and from there we can become truly empowered. Real devotees know they can accomplish nothing. Whatever they do is only by the cautious mercy of Guru and Krishna. Pure souls view even their own advancement as a gift, an opportunity to serve and glorify higher personalities. Krishna tells Archana, Nimitta Matram Bhava Savyasachin. You, O Sabyasachi, can be put can be but an instrument in the fight. Taken from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 11, sloka 33. We will be happy when we become instruments in Krishna service, conscious, willing servants. How to see difficulties? Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur presented four simple points regarding how a devotee sees the material world and its difficulties. That person is entitled to that person is entitled to the attainment of the service of the feet of Godhead. The Redeemer from worldly bondage, who lives by submitting to him by heart, speech, and body, realizing by his good vision Krishna's mercy in the sufferings entailed caused by his own misdeeds. There is no other way of being delivered from this world. Whatever Godhead does is for our good. We can redeem if we behold, if we behold His mercy in His mercy in every event, in every activity. But if we notice any defect in His works, or realize any cruelty therein, it is sure to result into evil and difficult for us. Only difficulty is due to the fact that I happen to engross in the activities rather than the service of Krishna. If taste for the service of Krishna really increase day by day, then I shall be indeed blessed. The darling son of Sri Nanda, who is the sole object of worship, by means of his attraction, has kept the attracted, those who are actually devoted, so effectively drawn towards himself that do not experience any other desire. That service is only the natural function of the soul. Sometimes, even in the guise of service to Krishna, we engage in activities to promote our own glories. As a result, Krishna's mercy will appear in the form of difficulty. At that point, a sincere devotee has no choice other than to bow to the soul's natural function and surrender to the Lord. In summary, the sixth and seventh keys, humility leading to Namasraya, means we have no shelter other than the holy names and no independent ability of our own. We have no material opulence on which to depend, and we sincerely need Krishna's mercy. Nothing else is capable of carrying us into a sense of belonging to Krishna as His surrendered servants. Therefore, we should chant Krishna's names in a fixed and humble mood. I am yours, Krishna, and you have kindly come in the form of your holy names. Prabhuji, I'll stop here and I'll quickly summarize. From the chanting, it is definitely says that we have to wake up from the uh, sleep, in even which Bhaktivinoda Thakur mentions from one of the songs written by Prabhupada, that we need to wake up and we need to make sure that we are not falling in the witch of the Maya. We also see here that sometimes under mode of passion, we forget Krishna because of the material, getting attached to the materially, uh, to the material nature. However, this mode of passion definitely will put us to sleep or make us lazy. Again, in this we see that we have a medicine, as Lord Gauranga say, it is calling. We have medicine. The medicine is nothing but Mahamantra, chanting of the Mahamantra. We have to chant so sincerely, and we need to make sure that we are like, again, the way we need to chant is we need to take a shelter as fish needs to water for breathing. We need to have Mahamantra to chant ourselves to become closer to Lord Krishna. And this Mahamantra definitely, when we learn, will definitely take the shelter of the holy name. Here, the word begging doesn't mean the actual meaning, but it's trying to say, remove my false ego and then give me the bhakti or devotion. It's also mentioned here about difference between the humility and of a low esteem. But one thing what we can also say is there are people who even overcome their shortcomings. They recognize their own shortcomings and definitely they make change for themselves. But what we can see is the fruit of sincere effort, as it says, the fruit of humility is namasaya, seeking the sheltered name to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. It also mentions the importance of why we need to chant Mahamantra. Now, definitely we also see here there is bhakti, which something is we not we cannot it's something we can accomplish, or it's not something we can accomplish. But how do we overcome? Is to be to eradicate the false ego that we see, because in a pure bhakti we need to chant the Mahamantra to reach Krishna Loka. No, we are serving the Lord, but it doesn't mean that we are servants. What are we trying to do when we overcome our false ego is eradicate. I stop here, Prabhu.